Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Very exciting because today is a culmination of weeks worth of work from you guys and from me. We are going to look at the best in 2021 beauty according to your votes. I tallied hundreds upon hundreds of votes to come up with this list, and I hand tallied them. Let me explain how I did it and what happened in the process. Like I said, hundreds and hundreds of votes, and a good percentage of those also weren't tallied because they were eaten by YouTube's computer. I call them the Grinch in this whole situation. I won't go into it too much because you guys have definitely heard me complain about it, but a lot of your comments were removed, not just on this video, on many. On this video though, comments were particularly important because they contained your answers to my 2021 beauty questions. But I got them on Instagram, some of you email. I got almost everybody's, and like I said, I got absolutely hundreds and hand tallied them. I'm glad I hand tallied. When I first did the video introducing this project, I should call it, I mentioned that my daughter had said I should do a Google form where you vote on that. It kind of keeps tally, but that would mean I would have to give you, A through E choices. And I really wanted to see what you guys would come up with if I left the questions open-ended, which I did. And that made for some interesting tallying because there's a lot of makeup out there. So I got a lot of varied answers. I am sitting here, let me just tell you, in my major merchandise from Patrick Ta, and he gets mentioned in here. We got a Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar here. Let's open that up so I can keep hydrated during this. And for those of you who were asking for it, this is the NARS Afterglow Cheek Palette on the eyes as well. A lot of you wanted to see it worn on the eyes. Now with that out of the way, let's get into it. And you'll see as I tallied them, I kind of had to do different... let's just get into it and you'll see what I mean. I'm also going to tell you what my favorites are as well. Remember, what we're working with here is your favorites during the year of 2021. Some questions specifically relate to 2021 releases, and others simply want to know what you were using in this year of 2021, regardless of whether or not it was released this year. And that'll make more sense as we go through. We got 25, so let's get started. And we're going to start with question number 1, which was your favorite red lipstick. Oh, this was tough. I didn't have any specific winner in terms of a shade. So I went with brands. Let me tell you what I mean. Dior 999 got a lot of votes. Lisa Eldridge got a lot of votes, but a lot of ones went to Velvet Jazz and some went to Velvet Ribbon and Painterly. A lot of different, it was hard to get a consensus on a shade because brands have so many reds. But let me tell you, the overwhelming winner in terms of a brand for their red lipsticks was by far Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury, people voted for Walk of No Shame, which is not a traditional red, but it's kind of a wine red, of course, and Sweet Blossom, Red Carpet Red, Lucky Cherry, Bond Girl, even Pillow Talk Intense got a ton of votes. Basically, most votes that came in for this category, an overwhelming majority, were Charlotte Tilbury red lipsticks. But like I said, the one shade that got a lot of mention was Dior 999, and then everything Chanel. You guys love the dual-ended Chanels with Daring Red and Cocoa Bloom and Ever Red. And Lisa Eldridge got a lot of votes as well, as you know. I told you that I would put in for my favorite. Your favorite is overwhelmingly pretty much any red in any formula by Charlotte Tilbury. That was the clear winner. My favorite red ever, I've actually mentioned this before, is the original Elson from Pat McGrath. That is my favorite red, not released in 2021, but my favorite red that I wore in 2021. Number 2, the second question was, who is your favorite lipstick formula by? Who's your absolute favorite? Again, got a lot of Lisa Eldridge. I got a lot of I got a lot of Pat McGrath, but the winner, guess what? By far was anything by Charlotte Tilbury. We got an equal number of votes for her matte formula as we did for her kissing formula, and an equal amount also for her, and any of the other special releases that she's done. Your favorite lipstick to wear, whether it is red or any shade at all, is hands down overwhelmingly Charlotte Tilbury. This surprised me because I thought Lisa Eldridge would take it. My favorite is Lisa Eldridge. I enjoy in any category, whether it be red or not, really I enjoy her formula. So the favorite lipstick formula for me is the Velvet from Lisa Eldridge. Not you guys. You guys like Charlotte Tilbury. Like I said, whether it's red or any other color, Charlotte Tilbury, hands down, lipstick favorite for hundreds. God, how many hundreds? Lots. I mean, hundreds upon hundreds of votes. And it's Charlotte Tilbury, Charlotte Tilbury, Charlotte Tilbury. You just love her. Primer. Question number 3 was, what is your favorite primer? So we had a lot of different answers, but again, I am surprised to say, favorite overall, Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Flawless Filter. I'm holding up number 3, shade 3. I now wear shade 4 because Irit, a member of our community, suggested it for my coloring, and she was right. But here's my old shade 3 that I'm holding up. Overwhelmingly, you guys wear Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Flawless Filter under your makeup as a primer. Interestingly enough, guess what the runners-up were? Charlotte Tilbury's primer that I never got. You know, the one with the SPF in it? Because of the SPF and the American Food and Drug Administration, it never came out over here. We're kind of weird in this country about SPF, but a lot of you in Europe really loved her primer. And the other runner-up was plain old Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream underneath makeup. So pretty much Charlotte Tilbury came in as number 1, 2, and 3 with your votes, interestingly enough. Setting powder. Well, I'll let you guess. I'll tell you what got a lot of votes, and then I'll tell you the winner. Chantecaille Perfect Blur. Oh, Bye Bye Pores. It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores got a lot of votes. And Pat McGrath Sublime Under Eye. That's a great powder. The little Sublime Under Eye, especially in the yellow. I love that one. That got a lot of votes. But the overwhelming winner, was the pressed powder from Charlotte Tilbury. Overwhelming. I mean, for every 1 vote that Chantecaille's Perfect Blur got, Charlotte Tilbury got 10. It was almost boring. Everybody was saying the Charlotte Tilbury. That is a hands down winner. So Charlotte Tilbury swept category 1, 2, 3, and 4. She doesn't do as well in the other ones coming up, but the first 4 categories, you guys love her lipsticks, you love her primer, or especially the Hollywood Flawless Filter, and you love her setting powder. Hands down. All right, let's start getting into some eye palette stuff here. Neutral eye palette. Spaces 1 and 2. You guys were all over the place with the neutral eye palette, including like palettes from Viseart, but hands down, 1 and 2 both went to Natasha Denona. The runner-up number 2 was the regular sized Biba palette. The mini really hadn't been out yet when I started tallying these votes, but I'm still going to give it to Glam and I just gave it away to Biba, and number 1, the Midi Glam. This one, hands down. I started seeing that, as I was tallying these votes. I tallied them as they came in to kind of stay up on it, and as I was going, it started sticking out to me, and I'm like, that must be the number 5, the neutral eye. Yeah. Time after time again, hands down, the Natasha Denona Glam is your favorite neutral, albeit cool-toned, what we're calling a neutral palette. And not even a close second, but still coming in at second, was also Natasha Denona Biba. What's my favorite neutral? Not a release for 2021. I always think of Pillow Talk as a neutral. It's not, but I always think of it that way, and I like these kind of rosy tones. So for me, I'm just going to call Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk a neutral, but that's just me. For you guys, it's Natasha Denona Glam all the way. 6, favorite colorful palette. It's another sweep from Natasha Denona. You guys love the Circo Loco. That from Natasha Denona was the clear winner in the colorful palette category. Let me open it up. Here we go. Obviously a very colorful palette. But you guys also liked her Sunrise. Some of you mentioned the retro palette. Not that colorful, but can be colorful, especially for those of us, that was a hands down. You guys loved it. You also love almost a tie with Pat McGrath. You liked all sorts of ones. I couldn't get a consensus. Pat McGrath actually got more votes in the colorful palette, but not for one palette. The one palette with the single most amount of votes was Circo Loco from Natasha Denona. Pat McGrath, you might say she's the winner as a brand of colorful palettes because we had Interstellar Icon, Celestial Odyssey, Utopian Dream, Subliminal. Those got a ton of votes, but not enough in one palette to win, if that makes sense. We also had the Viseart Bijouette palette. And I would say for me, my favorite when I really want to wear color is always going to be something from Pat McGrath, but I can't really choose in that one. I don't play by my own rules. Okay, let's move on to number 7. Number 7 is the best blush formula. Let me see where I put my blushes here. The best blush formula, you guys chose, hands down, the Pat McGrath powder blush. I agree with you. That's a really, really nice blush. And this got the most votes, just scattered over the colors, but most of you said the formula definitely belongs to the brand Pat McGrath. But you guys also really liked, a definite close second, was Charlotte Tilbury's powder blush. You liked Tom Ford Duos. You loved Hourglass. And smaller categories you guys loved and gave a nod to Tower 28 and Rose Ink. And I just wanted to mention those because they got quite a few votes. For me, my favorite cream is definitely Rose Ink, which you guys always say, this looks like a toilet bowl. But I love it. This is a great cream formula for my nice young brand. And I do like the Patrick Ta cream and powder duos. I like this. She's so LA. I know that his blush palette, the trio, was really what you thought I would say, but they're a little too bright for my taste for every day. So I'm just going to go with the individual cream and powder, but I think that's probably my favorite blush formula that I wore in 2021. All right, let's move on to question 8, which was, what is your favorite highlighter? For that highlighter question, you guys chose as your winner. You had 2 winners here. You chose Lisa Eldridge liquid highlighters and anything by Pat McGrath. You guys, and her highlighters are so good. I really can't blame you for choosing those. For me, I chose Makeup by Mario. It's a little bit sparkly, so I know that's an interesting choice, but I think it's a great little highlighter. And I like Lists. Only about 10 of you voted for Lists with me, but that's a great, really affordable, what is this, like $19 or something? It's a great little affordable highlighter, so those are my 2 choices. And, you know, a good handful of you agreed with me, but not enough to have it win. Bronzer. Gucci got quite a bunch of votes for bronzer, but your favorite bronzer, like back to the beginning, your favorite bronzer, hands down, 10-1, your favorite is the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. You guys are still absolutely loving the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Absolutely loving it. And I would say for every one time that I did Gucci, I had 10 more Charlotte Tilburys. So Gucci bronzer was a second, but it was a distant second. Charlotte Tilbury clearly won it. As for me, I choose I got a big pile over here, sorry. I choose the Victoria Beckham bronzer. I just tend to swirl it over the 2 shades. It's a bronzer and a kind of more of a kind of contour. I don't really contour, but I tend to mix them and just use them real clumsily, as is my style. So that one is my favorite and the one I reach for the most. But for you guys, Charlotte Tilbury, any sort of a powder product you guys just really like. I mean, you know, her blush was a second place in the blush powder too, so you guys really like her. Lip gloss. Lip gloss, hands down winner for you guys was Lisa Eldridge. This is question number 10. You guys love her lip gloss. You also really, really liked Pat McGrath and Fenty lip glosses, but Lisa Eldridge was the hands down winner. And for my winner, I'm liking the Fenty Heat lip gloss. I kind of like that it plumps just a little bit, but isn't annoying. So I'm going to go with the Fenty Heat for my choice. 11. Let's talk about foundation. And this is tricky. You guys, nothing else came close. There's no second, third, or fourth place here. Only first place. You guys chose, oh, fire engine going by. You guys chose Lisa Eldridge. Hands down, Nothing else got even near it in votes to even qualify as second place. You guys love Lisa Eldridge. If you have been following along on my channel, you might know that I am backing off that a little bit. I had a few weeks of extremely itchy eyelids. I know that sounds silly, but like where I just wanted to, and that was the only thing new. I was using a few other things. I'm doing some detective work, and it's made me start working on a video about makeup allergies and what causes them, and detective work with makeup allergies. So you can look forward to that coming in the next year when I get my research done. I'm still a journalist, what can I say? So that one, I think I might be allergic to it. I'll tell you what I'm going with. For me, it was the foundation releases by Tarte this year. Here's the Hydroflex, and I'm currently wearing the Cloud, the new Cloud foundation. I have a review on it. The Tarte foundation products are just super inexpensive and good. So I'm going to go with Tarte, but you guys really do love Lisa Eldridge. And the question with the Lisa Eldridge is it the hype or is it real? I'm not saying that to be rude, but there's sure a lot of pressure. Lisa Eldridge has been the darling of the makeup industry this year. So the question is there going to be a backlash? I don't know. It's an interesting question. I don't know. All right, one and done shadows. One and done shadows, again, you guys chose quite a few. I mean, lots of votes for Dior singles, lots of votes for the Victoria Beckham lid lusters. You guys love those. And that's my choice. I like these Victoria Beckham lid lusters as a one and done. Guess what you guys chose? Again, hands down, first, second, and third place in every shade was mentioned. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. You guys love this as a one and done look. Just unanimous. You guys love Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. You guys named every different shade of it. You absolutely love it. And that is number 12. Okay, 13. Favorite makeup brush. Now this was an interesting category. And this was one where I don't know if I should have given choices. Basically the winner though, Rephr scored high. And you know who else scored high as a runner-up? Really interesting for me. You guys like the IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush. That got a good, 50 votes or so. So check that out. I've never checked it out. The IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush. You guys like that a lot. The winner, and Rephr got a lot of votes, of course, but the hands down winner was Sonia G. You guys, I'm holding up the Niji Pro, but you guys listed the Worker One, the Fusion Series. You guys listed, oh gosh, the Buffer. You guys listed every different type of brush, but Sonia G is the name that came up as having the best brushes, and I do agree with that. These are, when people say to me, what brush should I use? There's certain brushes from Wayne Goss I love, and certain brushes from Rephr that I cannot live without, but I really, really, really love that those brushes from Sonia G. And she clearly won hands down. Okay, face palette. This was an interesting one. And we had a clear winner. Let me tell you what I thought would win and what wins for me. What wins for me is the Natasha Denona Glam face palette. I love it. It's definitely a clear winner for me, and you guys really liked it too. I haven't gotten to the winner yet. You guys also liked Hourglass, especially the ambient sculpture unlocked. And you guys, it was a clear winner though. I mean, a sweep, and I would never have guessed. I would never have guessed. Did you guys guess? Well, you probably, chances are you said it because it was a sweep. The Charlotte Tilbury Look of Love. Both of them. This is the Glowing Beauty. But the Look of Love, many of you didn't specify which one. You just specified Look of Love. This was, hands down, the clear winner. It's really interesting. I didn't think we would get a lot of weigh-in from Charlotte on these votes, but Charlotte Tilbury is very much a favorite brand. Still going strong. You guys absolutely loved it. Again, it was one of those that there's really no, maybe I could say Natasha Glam was second in line. Maybe some of the Hourglass were second or third. It was a distant second or third though. I mean, you guys love Charlotte Tilbury. Interesting. Number 15 was who has the most inclusive shade range. And you guys said Fenty, you said Lisa Eldridge, you said Pat McGrath. Those were the top three, but Fenty definitely got the most votes, and I would agree with that. Okay, here's one that turned out to be one of my My favorites. This is number 16. The stupidest release of the year. And a lot of you guys named some stupid releases from last year, like the Becca Zero Foundation. That was pretty stupid. But I had some funny ones that I'm going to share with you, and then I'll tell you what makes me sad. That was the winner. Second place was the Fenty Dip Clip. And it was really funny because I started memorizing the numbers and which questions because I was tallying this so much. But when I first started, I hadn't memorized it yet. And I was going through the list and I was like, it would say 16. Fenty Dip Clip. And I'm looking at it going, who listed that as a favorite? Oh, 16, stupidest release. I hear ya. It was kind of funny because, and then I would start seeing it, Fenty Dip Clip. And I'm like, that must be their answer for 16. And it was. Some of the other funny ones, let me just share with you, that got a lot of votes, was Max Sims, Urban Decay Prints. A moment of silence from the terribly stupid Urban Decay Prints collection. And a lot of you just said celebrity brands in general. Too much. You thought it was stupid. But let me tell you what won, and it kind of makes me sad because I really like this release. And you guys hate it. I mean, you hate it. This was slaughtered. This was by far, for number 16, the one you guys named as the stupidest release of the entire year. Can you guess? Because it makes me sad. The Hourglass Curator eyeshadow collection. You guys hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. It was the price. It was the concept. Now, I'll give you this. They did claim that they were doing something for the environment with this horribly cheap tin case and, the little press-in shadows that are each like $9,000. I love the way they perform, but I get it, and you guys hated it. This honestly could have taken 1st through 10th place. Every single one that came in, I was like, oh, another one. You guys absolutely hated this release. Hourglass, if you're listening, they hate this release. Absolutely hated it. Stupidest release as voted by you guys. I kind of like it, but clearly I'm wrong. All right, 17 is the release in 2021 that kind of lived up to the hype. Believe it or not, you know what you guys said? You guys said the Patrick Ta Blush Trio. You guys thought that was a really well-hyped collection and a really good release. It is. They're good. They're a little bright for me, but that one from you guys also liked the Huda Rose Quartz releases. And of course, I agree, the Natasha Denona Retro you guys liked and the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. You thought that added up. But hands down winner was our Patrick Ta Blush Trio, which I hear is still impossible to get in stock anywhere. So there you go. Guess that was a good release. Best mascara. Oh, we got a lot. Let me grab the mascaras. Hold on. Amuse yourself here while I lean over and grab some mascaras. Best mascara. Our winner. The absolute winner was, where did it go? Let me find it. Stay there. Let me find it. I knew something had fallen, and it's our winner. You guys loved, I didn't even know this. I thought I was alone on this. The Pat McGrath Dark Star Mascara. You guys, that was my hands down winner. And I agree, it's a really good volumizing mascara. I happen to love it. It's certainly one of my favorites from 2021. And it was your hands down favorite. Let's see what else you liked. You also loved, I don't agree with you guys so much on this one. I don't see why this is exciting, but everyone loves the Rare. That got a lot of votes. I mean, I guess I'll try it again. I kind of missed it. You guys also like the push-up lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. That's a controversial one. I like the Charlotte Tilbury push-up lashes, but a lot of people gives them panda bear eyes. So you guys liked it though. And let me tell you some of my absolute favorites. My absolute favorite this year is the Scott Barnes, that XXL one. I didn't get a lot of credit, but it's a really good mascara. I like the Ilia mascara and the Merit, because this is a really good tubing mascara, the Merit. It's really, really good. But let me tell you, hands down, by far, your favorite is the Pat McGrath Dark Star. Hands down, your favorite. All right, let's go over to 19, a reliable eyeliner. If I had a dime for every time I asked a question, the question that would make me richest is, what eyeliner do you recommend? Now, let me just tell you, our friend Simo over in Italy cannot make an eyeliner stay, and she has tried all of them that you guys recommended here, and they won't stay. So please help her, because she cannot find a good eyeliner. It's driving us both crazy. But you guys amaze me. You know what you love more than anything? You guys voted for the Victoria Beckham Kajal liner. This confuses me because the problem with the Victoria Beckham is that some shades are fantastic. Cocoa is fantastic. The ash gray is fantastic. Some of them are horrible. For instance, do not cry at the movies while you're wearing the Bordeaux liner, or it will look like what was that movie, Carrie? You know, with like when she had the blood on her like that. It's not a good look. But the cocoa does stay, the ash gray. A lot of the shades stay, but some of them don't. But hands down, your favorite for reliability was Victoria Beckham. You know what else? What second place was Chanel. You guys really, really like the Chanel, the Stilo. You guys love that a lot. I think that's okay, but you guys absolutely love it. And Marc Jacobs eyeliners, which I'm okay, all right. And, you know, they're coming and going and more like gone. But you guys really, and it made you guys really sad when you mentioned it. A lot of you are devotees of the Marc Jacobs liner. For me, the one that stays on me forever, it will stay 2 days if I leave it, is the Pat McGrath. That stays on me, but, you know, not everybody. Okay, but on me it does. And on you guys, hands down, Victoria Beckham. Best retailer, that's number 20. Best retailer, you guys said Cult Beauty got up there, Ulta got up there, Nordstrom, Selfridges. Of course, the winner was Sephora. The winner is Sephora for me as well, only because of necessity. Most of the products I buy, I end up buying through Sephora. Good return policy. I very rarely have to return, but if and when I do, or if something is broken, they back it up. And they just kind of stock everything. You know, if you're going to be a big beauty brand, you're for sale at Sephora. So Sephora wins it hands down, but I think more just because they've cornered the market. But Cult Beauty got a lot, especially from you guys in the UK. Cult Beauty got a lot. Here was a fun one. I wanted to know your most overpriced brand. You know, okay, so here's who got on there, but let me tell you who won. I was kind of surprised. Hourglass got on there. Westman Atelier got on there. Agreed. I said like Christian Louboutin and Hermes Beauty. Some of those super luxury brands, which I think kind of just go into cosmetics, just to get some extra cash on the side, frankly. I'm not saying I don't like the releases or I'm not interested, but sometimes I'm skeptical about their investment, literally and figuratively, in the makeup side of things. But you guys had a tie, and it was a tie to the vote. And the tie was between Chantecaille and Tom Ford. Tom Ford remained ahead, and then Chantecaille pulled up, and they actually got the same amount of votes. Chantecaille and Tom Ford. Most of you said you don't mind paying it, but you do think it's a bit overpriced. But yeah, Chantecaille and Tom Ford are pricey. And those two had a tie, and there was not even a close next place. 22, best brand for value. You guys said Fenty, hands down. Some of you named NARS. In fact, about 20 people named NARS. Enough for me to mention it here. And I think good old Liss, I keep looking around for I think Liss is you guys should check them out. Good prices and good products. So I like Liss. I like Makeup by Mario for value. 23, most interesting brand of 2021. You guys said hands down Pat McGrath. You have looked the most forward to Pat McGrath's releases, to the ingenuity behind it. Pat McGrath was definitely our winner. You guys also like Lisa Eldridge, Danessa Myricks, Huda, and Patrick Ta, which I've got his merch on right here. But Pat McGrath won, and I would agree. She has been very interesting, including the fact that she has released this new collection, and it sold out. I mean, wow, I haven't seen a collection really sell out in a long time, and that one absolutely went. The Bridgerton collection, gone. I mean, it's going to come back. You can get on the wait list, but I'm just saying. Okay. Couldn't live without product. So that was too broad of a question, Rebecca. So I got too many releases and too many different products. But the product mentioned the most for what you couldn't have lived without in 2021, interestingly enough, was setting spray. Generally Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, but all different manner of setting sprays. I am not really a setting spray fan, so that wouldn't have been my vote. I don't know what I would have voted in that one. Lip oils came up a lot, and I would go with that. Lip balm or lip oil. You guys really enjoyed the lip oils, but the winner was setting spray. And I've also really enjoyed my Drunk Elephant skincare this year. And I know I didn't do a lot of kind of skincare questions, but I think that works. But like lip oils came up, and you know, treatment masks and stuff you guys liked. But setting spray is what you say you could not have lived without. Last but not least question of what would be a category you would have added if you could have. And for the most part, a lot of you wanted to put a nail polish category in, and Chanel won that, interestingly enough. I haven't worn a Chanel nail polish, I'm going to date myself here, since Vamp. Raise your hand at home if you remember Vamp. It was that black red shade in, like, you know, released in like 1902. I'm kidding. But I ran to the store to get it. I was very young, granted, but I got Vamp and I wore it and I shocked my parents, you know, because it was like a black red. Still a really cool color. So I haven't worn a Chanel nail polish since Vamp, but you guys are loving it. You guys also really, though, the one thing you really wanted to talk about was lip liner, and you love Pat McGrath lip liner. And then a lot of you said, what is the one brand that you couldn't live without in 2021 and beyond? And you all said Charlotte Tilbury. And it looks like if I had to add up everything here, Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona took a lot, but the hands down favorite makeup that you guys love is Charlotte Tilbury. She seems to be the winner for 2021. I didn't really expect that, but she is. In almost every category, she scored really high. That setting spray too. You guys love her setting spray. And you couldn't live without her. I guess I couldn't either. Have we started to take Charlotte Tilbury for granted? Or has she started to take us for granted? And when I do this again next year, will she still be high up there? I don't know. So I don't know how I will change this for next year. This is the first time I've done it, so I have to see how it looks, you know, and if I can make any changes to make it easier for all of us, including YouTube not stealing and deleting the comments that are left. Enough said on that. But I still got enough to really get a consensus here. Tell me what surprised you the most. Charlotte Tilbury sweeping so many categories actually probably shouldn't have surprised me, but it kind of did. Tell me where you totally disagree, where you cannot believe that something won. Like, what? And tell me what your thoughts are and where you disagree. And hey, give me your thoughts on how I can improve, how this is run next year. Maybe you guys want an actual tally of how many hundreds votes each thing's got. I didn't keep track of that, but let me know if that would have been helpful for you. Any little tidbits along the way. I'm always interested in your comments and your additions. And if you didn't get a chance to vote and you want to vote now below, go for it. Whatever it is, you guys, I would love to hear what you have to say. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel so that I can see you all in the next video. Coming more, so much more content, and so much more fun, and so much more Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar and Coke Zero. I'm not sponsored, but maybe I will have high hopes for 2022. You never know. So definitely subscribe so that I can see you all in the next video. Happy New Year. Bye-bye, princesses.